Like most of my generation, and many since, throughout childhood I sat in a church on Sunday mornings, listening, well, most of the time, to statements and claims and promises and threats delivered by the man, and it was always a man, at the front. And it was always about his God. I recall feeling cautiously unconvinced, thinking, yeah, really? Even at that early age, most of what that man at the front said sounded unlikely to be true. Have you ever wondered why God, or the gods, are such poor communicators? Perhaps it is about the man at the front, about the choice of mouthpiece. But when it comes to issuing clear statements, the divine realm fails by any measure. Its messaging is vague, it is contradictory, it is confused and confusing, leading to widespread disagreement, not only on what constitutes a divine message, but perhaps more importantly, on what it means. Christianity embraces all kinds of contradictory biblical interpretations, which are irreconcilably at odds with one another. Supporters of these various understandings and positions, they clash and quarrel over doctrinal riddles like predestination versus free will, or creation versus evolution, or gender roles versus gender equality, and the small matter of human sexuality, made large by some. Considering Christianity's 2,000-year history, it is disappointing and concerning that less than 200 years ago, it finally began to change its mind about something as obviously immoral as slavery. Religious attitudes are notoriously slow to change. The natural inertia built into old established institutions is difficult to overcome. So, introducing change to religious convictions is always a long-term project. It requires personal reflection on some very basic questions. Like, what is my response to a God of unconditional love, whose record is one of encouraging the idea of killing all the Muslims, or all the Christians, or all the firstborn children in ancient Egypt. And don't forget the Nazification of Christian attitudes toward Jews, if we ever dare forget. It is a strange kind of world where people who profess to be religious, who declare allegiance to their God or their prophet or their guru or their spiritual leader, those same people cite religious justification for hating each other and for killing each other over disagreements about belief and practice, whether they be Hindu or Muslim, Catholic or Protestant, Shia or Sunni. Some clearer messaging from the gods would be helpful, don't you think? Religion is a subjective experience that can provide people who feel the need with a sense of meaning, of purpose, and of connection to something beyond themselves. But not everyone feels that need. And it does not fall to me or to you or to the man at the front to feel the need on behalf of someone else and insist they act upon it. Bad religion is a tool employed to enforce conformity or to discriminate against others. Good religion serves as a source of inspiration for people to live ethically and honourably and to make a worthwhile contribution to the life of the world. Any religion that promotes these goals is, to some extent, reasoned and good. While any religion that promotes discrimination and insists on conformity is unreasonable. It is unethical. It is dishonourable and morally wrong. And, if I may, I think it is ungodly, if there is such a thing. We human beings are capable of so much better. I don't say this just for effect, but the one obvious source from which one would expect clear religious instruction is notably and disappointingly silent. Why is that? I am Roger James. I subscribe to reasoned religion and invite you to do the same.